Stars make every player on the team better. Michael Jordan, his ability to challenge himself, his natural ability physically of being able to play with such great energy, his intelligence, basketball intelligence, all those things I think were remarkable. I enjoyed coaching Michael Jordan because he had a respect for coaches and he had a desire to play at a peak level, and he's willing to follow instructions without, wanting to over-dominate the game. Even as a young player, there were times in the fourth quarter where he would make up the difference in a ball game on his own. I had to bring Michael in my office and say, Michael, when's the last time someone who led the league in scoring won a championship? Thought about it a bit. He said, Rick Barry. I said, yeah, that's right, in the 70s. But it's very rare that person that wins scoring championship is also on a championship team. So one of the things we're going to do is we're going to move the ball around and we're going to take the spotlight off you all the time and involve the other players on your team. He said, oh, you're going to have that equal opportunity offense. Well, what's going to happen when the 24-second clock gets under 5 seconds? We'll coach the players how to get the ball to you in that particular time so you can activate the ball. Save that terrific scoring ability for the fourth quarter. He laughed and he accepted the responsibility. And the other thing that we did is we moved him from a guard to a forward position. We really wanted to win the series in Chicago, Game 5, and we lost this game and we flew out to Utah to play the 6th game, and Michael said, we're going to end it tonight. You guys get ready for this ball game because we're not going 7. Going into the game, we kind of knew what we had to do to win the game. You had to play close, but come out and win the game in the last 5 minutes. The timeout that I did take with about 40-some seconds to go. That was the key, because knowing Jerry Sloan and having coached against him many times, I knew that if we could go down and score and make it a one-possession game, that he wouldn't call a timeout. We'll run the open. Dennis will, run a pick or set a pick or slip a pick, depending upon what Ostertag does. And Michael, you can double back on Malone if you have the ability. You saw the crowd rise behind that whole activity. You could see the anticipation that they had that this was a crucial moment. Michael changed the idea and pulled up for the jumper instead of taking it to the hoop and finished it. We called that season The Last Dance, and I thought, for an ending of a career, there could have been nothing sweeter than what Michael had just done.
All right, fellas, let's get out of the box quickly. Do what we did last time, take a shot.
What time is it?
Game time! Move!
Every great plot has its twist. Game 5 of the NBA Finals was no exception. In fact, it may have shifted the momentum in this series. Michael Jordan was hitting the back of the rim all night. Meanwhile, Karl Malone finally found his rhythm, 39 points. And he had help, most notably from an unlikely source, forward Antoine Carr. Called upon in the second half, Carr had 5 attempts from the field. He made all 5. Chicago couldn't close it out at home, so we're back in Utah for Game 6, coming up next.
And a lovely evening view south over the Utah State Capitol building here in Salt Lake City, Utah. A spectacular setting for tonight's game. We now go over to Dan Roberts, the PA announcer for tonight's game.
Good evening, fans, and welcome to the Delta Center for game number 6 of the NBA Finals with the Chicago Bulls and our Utah Jazz. And now, introducing the starting lineup for the Chicago Bulls. Wearing number 13, the starting center at 7'2" from New Mexico, Luke Longley. On the guard line, number 9 at 6'6", from Miami of Ohio, Ron Harper. Wearing number 7, starting forward at 6'11" from Croatia, Toni Kukoc. Wearing number 33, starting forward at 6'7" from Central Arkansas, Scottie Pippen. And at guard, number 23 at 6'6" from North Carolina, Michael Jordan. The Bulls are coached by Phil Jackson.
Salt Lake City, Utah, for Game 6 of the NBA Finals between the Chicago Bulls and the Utah Jazz. Alongside Clark Kellogg and Mike Fratello and our sideline reporter David Aldridge, I'm Kevin Harlan. Coach, the Jazz need to win 2 in a row, but these rabid fans trying to will them to the finish line.
And if they win tonight, Kevin, Game 7 would also be here on their home court. So this crowd could have a decided impact on the final outcome.
And in the first 2 games here in Salt Lake City, Clark, Jordan and Pippen, who coach also, combining to go 4 for 23 from 3. And it's unheard of.
It really is, Kevin, and the Jazz with a bit more size and strength inside, it sure would help Chicago if they can space the floor a little better tonight and knock down some of those perimeter shots.
On the floor for the Chicago Bulls, Luke Longley is at the 5. The forwards, Scottie Pippen and Tony Kukoc. And at the guard positions, Ron Harper and the great Michael Jordan. And so for the Utah Jazz, it's Adam Keefe and Karl Malone inside. Brian Russell at the 3 and also tasked with defending Michaal Jordan. And the skilled backcourt of Jeff Hornacek and John Stockton.
When you look at how the Bulls have played on the road this postseason, they're only 4-4. And most of those losses have come against their toughest opponents, Utah and Indiana.
Can't hit from in close.
And the defense wasn't horrible, but still, he's got to come through there. There wasn't enough resistance to prevent him from scoring that one.
Pippen, the pass to Jordan. Over Hornacek. And there's Michael Jordan, the assist by Pippen. Clark, of course, it took Chicago 7 games to get past Indiana. And as a former Pacer, I know how proud you are of those players from Indianapolis.
No question about it, Kevin, being part of that franchise's history and seeing that Indiana team push the Bulls harder than any team had during this dynasty, impressive.
It was. Here's Jordan. John Stockton making his last shot. And Scottie Pippen good for 3. Hey, Clark, with the injury issues to Pippen and Harper, so much falling on the big shoulders of Michael Jordan.
And we know those shoulders are broad and capable, and we're used to thinking of Michael Jordan as superhuman, but he's now in his 30s playing big minutes. Does he have enough to climb another hurdle? We'll see.
It's going to be interesting to find out. And it's the Bulls with the ball after the basket by Utah and stolen by Russell. First quarter, about a minute and a half in. Keefe, nice pass, nice catch, and a resounding dunk.
Yeah, Brian Russell is a shoot-first player, but he's also very unselfish. Did a nice job with the read and made a good pass.
And Jordan gets it to go.
A red-hot beginning to this game.
Well, he's a real good offensive player, so they want to get him going early.
And Mike, coming into this game, Malone said he wanted to attack the paint early.
That's right, looking to put pressure on the rim and, if possible, get Rodman and Longley early foul first.
I like how Hornacek goes into the contact there. Doesn't shy away from it. Really smart at finding ways to draw fouls and get to the line.
The Jazz shooting their initial free throws of the game right here. And that one falls for Hornacek.
The high motor of Hornacek is an instant difference maker. He makes it as hard as possible for guys to keep up with him and just tries to outwork everybody.
And so Hornacek nails both of them. And a big game 5 for Tony Kukoc. You know, Clark, he made as many shots in just 13 attempts as Jordan and Pippen made collectively in a combined 42. I mean, that's just amazing.
Yeah, his efficiency was off the charts, and I don't think the Bulls fed him enough. They got to remedy that tonight, though, Kevin.
You're right. And this is his first trip to the line tonight.
Watch out.
Throw good, Jordan. And so it's Utah here with the ball, trailing by 2. Stockton looking around. Pass to Hornacek. The feed now to Malone. Shoots over Longley, goes back up. And the basket by Malone.
And Karl Malone, the 1997 league MVP, has a full package of offensive firepower. Inside, outside, he gets it done in multiple ways.
And first team all defense 2 years running. Give him credit. He's an elite two-way player.
Second team foul.
And here in the first, approaching 3 minutes played. And there's the pass to Harper. Outside for Jordan. Just 5 on the clock. Another 3 for Chicago.
At 6'6", Harper's outstanding court vision is accentuated as he looks over the defense.
Stockton against Harper. Stockton down low. Rebound by the Bulls. And a big question in this game will be how effective Scottie Pippen can be with this back spasm issue.
Well, in Game 5, he was only 2 of 16 from the floor. But he gave them 11 boards, 11 assists, and 3 steals. Can he find a way to impact the game tonight?
Like he did in Game 5, you're right.
Maintained his concentration beautifully as he double clutched and laid it in against some tight defense.
Stockton against Harper. Stockton, no good. The Bulls leading by 5. Partner, seems like this offense is being executed the way it was designed to.
Yes, sir. I'm sure Coach couldn't be happier with the results he's seen.
Now, here is Jordan. He's got 12. The Bulls with the finish line in sight, looking for their 6th ring in the last 8 years. And so Stockton will bring it up for Utah. We've got 1:48 left to play in the first, and he gets it to go.
And in the fourth quarter of Game 5, John Stockton didn't attempt a single field goal. Jerry Sloan would like him to be a little more assertive with his scoring tonight.
He's been an outstanding field goal percentage shooter throughout his career and in this series, Mike, so no real reason for him not to look for his shot.
Jazz trail by 5, and the Bulls' David Aldridge with some concerning injuries.
Thanks, guys. Now the big news for the Bulls is the condition of Scottie Pippen, who hurt his back in Game 3. He did take an injection yesterday, did electrical stim, iced it, had ultrasound and a massage, and then he did a lot of stretching. He told me he's a little bit ginger, but nothing can keep him out of a game like this. Back to you.
We knew that. David, thank you. Mike, it really has been an injury-plagued series for the Chicago Bulls.
Yeah, Ron Harper has the flu, can't hold down any food. Plus, the Bulls have been without a couple other key players. Monumental challenge for them tonight.
Huge, you're right. Harper against Stockton. Malone, a screen on Harper. Hornacek outside. Pass to Russell. Now Stockton. To the middle. Here's Keith, and he goes in for the dunk.
Stockton loves finding the open teammate. Does it again here.
Chicago leading by 5. About 3 seconds between shot and game clock. Pippen kicks to Kukoc. Outside Harper. It's Pippen on the wing. Fires the 3. Kept alive. Kukoc gets the bucket.
You know, you can't afford to forget about Kukoc's length on the glass. I mean, he'll hurt you with it when you let him.
There's Russell with the three. It's not going to go for him. Offense, the order of the day as the first quarter comes to a close. It's the Bulls. They're up by 7. And the second quarter about to get started. We'll be back in just a moment. Welcome back to the second quarter of the NBA Finals, Game 6 here in Utah, as the Chicago Bulls look to close out the Jazz. But do they have enough left in the tank to get it done? Here's Jordan. 7-point game, the biggest lead in the game.
And these Bulls have to feel like the time is now to close out the series. They do not want it getting to a Game 7 on the road.
Malone is out there with Carr. Then there's Hornacek. It's Brian Russell, and it's Isley in at the point. That's the group for Utah getting going here in the second. Here's Burrell. Here's Jordan, and Jordan slams it in.
That dunk right there encompasses the storyline of this game.
Oh, it does. Playing with confidence and swagger.
Hey, guys, I remember when I could get up like that.
And Clark, the Bulls looking to close it out tonight. Critical since very few teams have been able to win a Finals Game 7 on the road.
And you know what, Kevin? If it got to that point, all the momentum would be with the Jazz having battled back from down 3-1. The Bulls got to play like this is the Game 7 here.
Oh, once again, you've mapped it out well, Clark. Seems to me, Clark, like the Bulls doing a pretty good job of containing the terrific Karl Malone.
Well, you're seeing the same thing I'm seeing. And after his big showing in Game 5, Kevin, they knew that would be a critical element tonight. Bottle up Malone.
That's right, top of the priority list. 6 to shoot. Kicks it out to Hornacek. Jacks up a 3. It's hauled in by Burrell.
And, you know, that shot was challenged, but even so, I'm always surprised whenever he misses.
Yeah, had the space, but not that time.
Now, here is Jordan. And good that time. Jordan's got 20.
Found the crease, took advantage, and got it in close.
An edge to this lead. They're having their way.
And a great job to get that angle on a tremendous drive.
He made that drive look easy, but that had a high degree of difficulty.
Here's Isley. He's still scoreless so far in this one. Passes it to Hornacek. Malone with it. That shot missing. Rodman with the defensive effort. The Bulls leading by 11. And in this MVP battle so far, Michael Jordan is coming out, I think, Coach, on top.
Yeah, Karl Malone not having the same impact as MJ. That's been a factor.
Huge.
And in these particular playoffs, the Bulls have lost 4 of their last 5 on the road. They know they've got to get busy and handle their business now.
Here's Hornacek. Following the three-point basket by Chicago. Pass to Malone. Shot to stop the run. And easy 2 points on the layup. 8 points for Karl Malone.
Boy, the focus from Malone impressive. Not allowing the defense to get the better of him on these difficult finishes.
And the Utah Jazz, Mike, the last 2 years, the best winning percentage in franchise history.
Top 2 in the league. This Stockton-Malone pairing is one for the record books.
History in front of our eyes, you're right.
Hey, it's as plain as pound cake. Keep it simple. They want to see how big this league can get.
No such thing as running up the score at this level.
Mike, they are desperate to find a basket.
They're having a really hard time out there.
You're right. Now the pass to Isley. He kicks to Hornacek. Pass to Isley. From deep three-point range, it's hauled in by Burrell.
And the Utah Jazz not getting a lot from their center position in this series. Both Greg Ostertag and Jeff Forster, relative non-factors.
Now here's Kukoc. He has 7 to the left wing. Puts one up from 19. And the rebound goes to Russell. There's the steal. A double clutch. And the basket is good, and he's got a chance here for one more at the line.
When we talk about rebounders in this league, Rodman has to be the first guy you talk about.
And for the Jazz's center troubles, Clark, you can't help but recall the trade deadline deal that almost brought center Ronnie Cycli to Utah.
You know, Kevin, that trade was a done deal, but then somehow it just fell apart and fell through. A big man averaging 15 and 7 in Orlando. Boy, he could have really helped.
Oh, you said it. And so it's Morris with it. He'll bring it up for Utah. It's a 16-point game. Passes it to Malone. The dish now to Anderson. Stockton outside. Malone sets the pick for Stockton. And Malone with the basket on the assist by Stockton. Stockton's got 3 assists tonight. So, Mike, the mailman, Karl Malone, as intended, doing damage inside.
The Bulls lack anyone who can really slow him down in there.
Now, here's Harper. No points in the game yet for him. And that's a foul called on John Stockton. That is his first foul of the game.
Second team foul.
.121 left in the first half. Here's Jordan, and that one is good. Jordan's got 24 points.
Well, you want the ball in his hands. A real good offensive player.
And Anderson kicks to Stockton. Malone, a screen on Harper. Here's Stockton. And 2 free throws coming up, unable to get that one to go with all the contact. Dennis Rodman picks one up.
Boy, that was simply a ferocious play that time by Stockton. Gets the ball inside, draws the foul, and still insists on getting the shot up.
The first one falls.
Tell you what, if you let me pick just one point guard to run my offense, man, you could not go wrong with John Stockton. He might be my first pick. He's a prototypical textbook point guard.
And Stockton drops them both. Here's Harper. 59 seconds left to play here in the half. Kicks it to Rodman. Pass to Jordan. From past the arc. And again, it's the Bulls from deep.
He's been a big factor here in the first half, scoring in bunches.
Stockton against Harper. Stockton the pass to Malone. And he comes up with the deuce. 12 points for Karl Malone.
Especially lethal in pick and rolls. Malone enjoys dissecting the defense in these sets.
About 7 seconds separating the shot and game clocks. Good work there as it goes. And the Bulls lead by 17.
The story of their offense so far has been just that, getting a number of looks from point-blank range.
Harper against Stockton. From deep. And the last shot before the buzzer is off.
Utah still struggling from deep. We saw it last game, and it's continued in this one.
And so it's the Chicago Bulls out in front by 17 points at the end of the quarter. They've been putting on a clinic in the paint. Shots are falling with regularity, and they are pounding it down low. And we'll be right back after this. Welcome back to the second half of Game 6 in the NBA Finals here in Salt Lake City, Utah. The Jazz trying to force a Game 7 against the defending champion Chicago Bulls in front of these tremendous fans. And there wasn't too much drama in the first half, but maybe things will tighten up here in the second. You look at Michael Jordan in this game, he has been everywhere.
They've leaned on him throughout the first half.
And he's rewarded that trust they have in him, putting up an impressive total. And not just Scottie Pippen dealing with a bad back, John Stockton also dealing with back issues.
So with Rodman on the bench, this is Phil Jackson's lineup. They've got Jordan, Kukoc is out there with Pippen. Then it's Longley. And it's Harper in at the 1.
Boy, good at keeping his concentration when he attacks the basket. Russell doing a really good job fighting through that defense.
And apparently Clark Stockton got a back adjustment at halftime.
Well, Kevin, you know, at this point in the season, just about everybody is dealing with some kind of ailment. It's really a battle of attrition.
It is. Now, here is Jordan. Pippen for 3. 1 half remaining between Chicago and Jordan winning their 6th championship.
There is terrific accuracy on Pippen's shooting, and that can really open up the arc for him.
You know, Mike, this is pretty amazing considering how banged up he is, just how effective Scottie Pippen has been tonight in this game.
And if this were the regular season, no chance he'd be playing right now. But he's in there and making a difference.
And a heroic performance. Jazz trail by 19. Stockton outside. The pass to Hornacek. Outside, Russell. Pass to Keith. Dishes it to Hornacek. 5 to shoot. Deep 2 from Russell. Another miss by Utah.
He'd like that one back. That's normally a shot he makes.
Outside Pippen. Harper with the ball. Jordan outside, and they double up Jordan. And that's a foul called on John Stockton. That's foul number 2 for him. And Utah making a change here. Carr's checked in. Here's Jordan. Malone with the rebound. Malone's got 6 rebounds now in the game.
And, you know, you look at the Jazz with Malone and their other bigs, they've got a significant size advantage inside, but the Bulls have done a nice job holding their own on the glass.
Now here's Malone. 12 points for him. Shot clock at 6. Carr with a screen on Kukoc. Here's Stockton. And he banks in the layup. Stockton's got 6.
Nice balance from Stockton. Excellent job making sure he still cashes in through the contact.
Like you were talking about the size comparison between these two teams, the Bulls are a lot bigger on the perimeter.
Yeah, Harper and Jordan both 6'6". Contrast that with the Jazz, Stockton at 6'1", Hornacek 6'3". They don't have the same length on the wings.
Right, it is on display for sure. Here's Hornacek after the made shot from Michael Jordan. Takes the 13-footer, and Malone gets it to go on the assist by Hornacek. He's got 14.
Boy, nice dish that time by Hornacek, doing a good job finding his open teammate.
And now to Hall of Famer David Aldridge for a word on Michael Jordan.
Thank you, Kevin. Michael Jordan hasn't missed a single game since he returned from playing baseball. This year, he's played more minutes than at any time since the 1992 season, when he was, of course, much younger. And with the Bulls ailing, he's being asked to do even more, if that's physically possible. Guys?
David, thanks. We appreciate the report. You know, Clark, if anyone can do it, it's probably Michael Jordan.
Yeah, Kevin, he's one of the rarest athletes I've ever seen. You think about his unique giftedness as an athlete, size, speed, strength, endurance, and then you think about that competitive drive. He actually plays like an overachiever because of how driven he is and how committed he is to being the best he can be. I don't know if I've seen a guy any more competitive than Michael Jordan.
I am right there with you.
And you look at Karl Malone, 6'9", 250 pounds, just a Goliath. The Bulls are hard-pressed to deal with his physicality inside.
Now here's Malone. 14 points for him. Malone missing again. Coach, Michael Jordan is having himself a game. Wow.
Outplaying Karl Malone to this point. The Bulls getting the better of that superstar matchup.
Here's Jordan. A 21-point lead, the biggest in the game. Good on the shot. And Clark, you talk about defending Malone. Dennis Rodman is game for that challenge. He's game for any challenge, but that one in particular.
Yeah, with Dennis Rodman, it's about embracing that hard-nosed physical play. And we know that Rodman is a guy who never backs up from that.
No, he doesn't. Timeout is called, first of the game for the Jazz. For the Jazz. Morris is checked in for Russell. Anderson comes in for Hornacek, and Isley subbed in for Stockton. The Bulls also changing it up. Dennis Rodman, he's checked in for Longley. Bushler comes in for Scottie Pippen, and Kerr subbed in for Ron Harper. .132 left in the third quarter. Here's Malone. The Jazz again can't hit it. Bulls leading by 23. Outside Jordan. And they double up Jordan. Passes to Kerr. Launches a three. Michael Jordan again. Jordan's got 38 points.
And, you know, their lead just continues to grow, and it's not just because of their offense. They're getting it done at both ends.
Yeah, their defense has been stellar as well. Great work on both ends.
Now, here's Anderson. He's been patient so far. Nothing on the scoreboard yet. Morris into the lane. Some solid defense by Rodman. And here are the Bulls now. Jordan outside. And then Jordan slams it in.
Coming out of halftime, they're on an absolute tear.
And I don't know what was said in that locker room, but it's working.
Coach, a tough stretch for this offense.
I'd say they need to get back to what they do best. Right now, that's a question mark.
A big question mark. Here's Isley. Just 5 to shoot. Anderson finds Malone. To end the cold streak, Malone is doubled. And it's going to be a 24-second shot clock violation. They turn it over.
Chicago ball. Coming on the floor for the Jazz, Greg Foster.
There's 14 seconds left here in the third quarter. Kerr, the pass to Bushler. Outside Jordan. Over Anderson. What a play! Simply drains it in at the buzzer.
That run punctuated by the big trifecta. They're on fire.
Michael Jordan getting it done for Chicago. We're back for the fourth quarter of play here in Game 6. The Utah Jazz and the Chicago Bulls, for the second year in a row, battling for an NBA championship. It all comes down to this. And it's Utah's ball.
And you look at it, John Stockton, 36 years of age, Karl Malone at 34. You wonder, is this their last best chance at a title?
So with Malone on the bench, here's who's on the floor for Jerry Sloan. They've got Morris. Anderson is out there with Isley. Then there's Foster, and it's Keefe in at the 5 spot. And it's Foster missing. And Stockton at this point has played more playoff games, Clark, than anyone in NBA history without winning a title.
Boy, you certainly respect the number of deep runs that he's been part of, and at this point, all he wants is a ring.
He's going to the Hall of Fame, but you're right. This has got to be the one thing absent on his resume.
No doubt.
And another great look at the 2K drive.
A double-digit deficit. They're going to have to play better. They need this kind of aggressive play.
And you got to respect, Coach, what we've seen from Scottie Pippen tonight.
A gutsy performance. Reminiscent of his teammate, Jordan's flu game in last year's finals, doing whatever is needed.
Yeah, good comparison. Here's Isley. 6 on the shot clock. The Jazz need to get off a shot here. Anderson's shot is off. Chicago with the ball. Outside, Jordan. They set the pick. Fires from the line. Here's Wennington. Lays it up off the glass.
A menace inside. Wennington cleans the glass and picks up the bucket.
Morris outside. Pass to Isley. Second minute off the clock now in the fourth. And out of bounds, the Bulls will take it. Burrell, he's checked in for Steve Kerr.
Scott Burrell.
Chicago with the ball. A great fourth quarter, just giving up 2 points.
Brian Russell's size, he's 6'7" and 225 pounds, and he's got good athleticism too. Really makes him the best defensive option for Utah in playing Michael Jordan.
Wennington passes to Bushler. Outside for Jordan. Clock at 6, and the pass to Bushler. Here's Burrell. Covered by Morris. Whoops, there's the 24-second shot clock violation, so they'll turn it over. And Russell drafted in the second round back in '93, Mike. He's played his entire career with the Jazz.
And he's not on the floor for his offense. His role for this Jazz team is to be a wing stopper.
Here's Isley. Ball's knocked loose. From deep. Michael Jordan grabs the miss.
You know, he's not a knockdown shooter from there, but when you're that uncovered, you almost are forced to take it.
And the ball's tied up, so we'll have a jump ball.
Violation. Jump ball call.
Here's Isley, and the layup's good off the glass. Isley's got his first points of the night.
The effort rewarded that time on the fast break with an easy look.
That's what it's all about, staying in front of the defense so you have the basket all to yourself.
Now, here is Jordan. Tries from 10, and it's in off the backboard. Jordan's got 44.
It's obvious he's looking to continue to attack on offense so this lead can expand.
And if you were hitting like he is in this one, you would be too. His efficiency has done a lot for them.
Here's Isley. They set the pick. Pass to Keefe. And he could not get that one to go. Out of contact, and he'll go to the line for 2.
Good initiative from Keefe. Looking to score and drawing the D's hand as a result.
For the Jazz, Adam Keefe.
And he makes the first. Keefe hits them both.
The versatility of Keefe is valuable to this team. Capable of playing both forward positions as well as the center slot.
Now here's Jordan, guarded closely. That one, no good. So Utah will take it the other way. To the inside, Isaac. The shot's good on the assist by Morris.
Doesn't get any easier than this. Working it down low and going to work.
Isley's gone 50% so far. 2 of 4 shooting. Back to Jordan.
In the game.
Passes it to Keefe. Inside. The Jazz working the ball around now. Shot clock at 6. Here he goes. The shot's good from Isaac. And here's Jordan. He'll bring it out for Chicago. 1:31 left here in the fourth quarter. And it's Jordan with the jam.
Jordan plays with so much ferocity, erasing that size mismatch clearly.
He won't be bullied in there regardless of the height disadvantage.
We've got 1:23 left to play in the final quarter. That's tipped. Keefe with a screen on Jordan. To the paint. It's blocked.
Hard to shoot over 7'2". Longley getting all of that one.
A sensational block that definitely deserves another look.
You know, that's about as good a defensive play as you're going to see. Instant reaction to get a hand on the shot. Beautifully done.
Kerr's checked in for the Bulls. .109 left to play here in the fourth. Shot clock at 5. And here's Morris for 3. Rebound by the Bulls. Now, here's Jordan. And they double up Jordan. Pass to Burrell. Banked in off the glass.
What a way for them to finish the game, closing it out with some terrific play.
We've seen too many games slip away late. They did a great job of putting this one to bed.
Now here's Anderson to the right side. Here's Isley. The shot's good on the assist by Morris.
And he's not someone you want to take lightly from there. The fault lies with the defense for allowing him to get a little bit of wiggle room.
Here is Kerr. Jordan outside. Three-pointer. And again, it's the Bulls from deep.
Great answer right there, showing they can knock down the deep ball, too.
Lots of room out there for both offenses.
Here's Isley. This could be it for Jordan. Potentially his last possession as a Chicago Bull.
And the defense had no chance trying to stop him right there. He was off to the races and wasn't going to be denied.
Yeah, they knew he was gone. He had them beat from the jump and just took it all the way.
And the Chicago Bulls win their 6th championship, completing a second three-peat. Without question, Mike, one of the greatest dynasties this league has ever seen.
6 championships in 8 seasons. A decade of dominance. The 90s have belonged to Michael Jordan and these Chicago Bulls.
And this title run for the Bulls, arguably, Clark, their most difficult, with age and injuries and even some palace intrigue. But for the moment, merely jubilation.
You covered it all there, Kevin. What a remarkable run. And now we'll just have to wait and see whether they decide to run it back one more.